Hey guys, it's your girl Cam and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and I really hope that you join the Cam fam by hitting that subscribe button down below. And I really wanted to thank you guys for helping me do my 500 subscriber giveaway. Next up, we're going to be doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and I've already started collecting a bunch of stuff for you guys, so I really can't wait to do that. So what's new with you guys? Tell me in the comments. As you can see, I did get a haircut and I love it. I feel like a completely new person. I just really wanted to get my hair cut, and I kind of like to do it at the end of summer usually, just to, you know, trim off some of the dead ends that happen with chlorine and stuff like that. But also just because it's a fresh start for me in the fall usually is how I feel like. So I don't know, just like getting my hair cut. I just waltzed into my local Ulta, went to the salon there and was like, I want a haircut. So I'm loving this. I really feel like a new person, but that's not what today's video is about, okay? Today's video is, I'm very excited. I'm not nervous. I'm not scared to talk about this or to tell you guys about this, because I think that unfortunately there's such a stigma behind things like these, and I feel bad. Like, I remember, I think this was like a year ago when Kathleen Lights made a video, and you know, it was telling everyone that she was gonna get a boob job. And you know, she's the sweetest girl, but she was so like apologetic in the video is the best way that I could describe it. And I was like, girl, you don't need to do that. Like, it's your body, it's your decision. And like, it would be a non-issue if she was telling everyone how like she's gonna get a new tattoo or something like that, you know? But there's such a stigma, I feel like, behind plastic surgery. So I wanted to talk to you guys about what I'm getting done, because I'm getting a couple of procedures done. One of them is gonna be a little more than just cosmetic, and I'm talking about my nose. But basically, I've wanted to get a nose and boob job since I was like 17. And I'm 29 now, so like I'm a grown woman. Like, I know I don't look like it. Everyone still thinks I'm in high school, and I love that. But I did have trauma to my nose a couple of times, and I just have a lot of issues with it. So I really also just wanted to get it checked out, because you guys probably don't see this, but I keep like 2 or 3 tissues on my filming desk at all times. And I'm constantly dealing with like post-nasal drip down the back of my throat. It drips down the front of my nose too, so like it'll mess with my makeup in the front here, and I'm constantly using tissues, and like I can't leave the house. If it's like windy or something, my nose will start running, and it's just horrendous. So, you know, I'm very excited about it. I don't really have any anxiety besides for like, I'm hoping that it doesn't take me too long to adjust to like my new self, so to speak, especially with my nose, because I know that it's gonna change your whole face, so it's gonna take some adjusting to. So yeah, I had the trauma to my nose. I've had these nose problems. Obviously, I don't like the way that my nose looks. Like, if you look at it maybe like from straight on, it's not so bad, and then I turn my head and you're like, okay, that's not so cute. And then I look down and it's like, yeah. So anyway, a few weeks ago I started going to consultations, and I went to 3 consultations, and I recommend doing this with like anything major that you're gonna get done that you're gonna spend thousands of dollars on. So for example, like a couple of years ago, we got Invisalign for my husband, and we did the exact same thing. We did 3 different consultations with 3 different orthodontists, and then basically chose based on price, based on how we liked the individual and how we jived with them, who we would end up going with. And so I did the same thing with this. I went to 3 different plastic surgeons' office. So I live in New York, so I went to one in New Jersey, one in Manhattan, like on 5th Avenue or something, and one upstate. And I'm really thankful that at the consultation with the surgeon that I chose, I basically knew like halfway into it that this is the surgeon I'm going with, because he was just so thorough. He spent the most amount of time with me, which, you know, really made me feel like he cared. Like, it wasn't just some routine, like, you know, in and out, like mill type of place. And he was also very concerned with everything, like both my nose and boob job, from a very medical perspective and not just cosmetic. So with my nose, for example, he was the only surgeon that actually like laid me back in the chair and examined my nose and everything, and, you know, looked up it with the light and stuff like that. And nobody else did that. And like the minute that he took the time to do that, I was like, okay, this is who I'm going with for sure. I like thumbs up my husband as he's like bringing the chair down. So I'm really, really happy that I went with him. He's amazing, and he actually ended up also being the cheapest option. So you don't necessarily have to go with somebody super expensive, because sometimes it's just not worth it. Sometimes it's just based on the location, or you know, they have some fancy technology like 3D imaging or something like that, and they're trying to kind of like escalate the cost due to things like that. So both procedures are going to cost me $12,000. And I'm not exactly sure yet, like, about specifics. I will update you guys, especially with the boob job, like as far as like, you know, profile, CCs, all this other stuff, as far as what I'm gonna get done. But yeah, not only was he very like concerned medically with what was going on with me and how this procedure was gonna affect me, he even during my pre-op brought in a really, really good ENT to take a look at my nose, and they did end up figuring like what was kind of going on with my nose, and so more of like the medical side of that. So I'm really confident in my decision, because I know that not only is it gonna look good after, because he also had the best before and afters of all of the surgeons that I went to, I just know that all of my medical issues are gonna be taken care of as well. So I have that peace of mind that I'm gonna be able to breathe better. I'm choking on like my snot right now, I feel like. And this happens like all day, every day. So hopefully like I won't be dealing with this anymore. It's not like I was born with this nose, you know. I'm gonna put in a picture over here of my nose when I was little. Like, this is not the same thing, okay? Just, unfortunately, it's evolved into this deformedness. So I've been wanting to get it fixed basically since I learned that nose jobs were a thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, you can fix what happened to my nose? Please do that. So yeah, I'm really excited. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of glad that I went through basically my entire, like, you know, adolescence and going to college and stuff like that with this nose, because I think that it really like taught me how to gain self-confidence from the inside. And I think that if my nose was like this cute little button nose this whole time, like I wouldn't have had something to overcome, and to really teach me to like be tough, be self-confident, not care what people think about me, and just feel confident in my own skin, which I do. Like, I'm totally doing these things for myself. Like, I don't care if people want me to do it, don't want me to do it. If you do, that's great. If you don't, that's great too. But this is just what I want. I do want to share with you guys something that happened to me a few years ago that was like really, really, really embarrassing. And so I'm gonna put a clip right here in of a time when I was actually on TV. And I told you guys that I'm a singer. If you want to hear me a little bit.
But baby, how was I supposed to know? Yeah, something wasn't right here. Oh baby, baby, I shouldn't have let you go. And now you're out of sight, yeah. Show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, cause I need to know now. Oh, because basically,
I went on a Spanish TV show. It was on Telemundo called Yo Me Llamo. And it's basically like an impersonation singing competition. So I went on as Britney Spears. And I thought I did a pretty good job. I guess they didn't agree with me. I don't know exactly what happened there. But you guys, I looked tragic on screen. Like, I remember my mom's friends calling her and basically being like, was that really Camilla? My full name's Camilla, by the way. My nickname's Cam. But people were like, you looked different on TV. And like, I feel like nobody wanted to say that it was my nose because they didn't want to be mean. But that's like obviously what happened here. So yeah, that happened. That was on like international TV. And needless to say, after that, I really didn't want to go on any other like singing competition shows, just because I was really self-conscious about that incident, and it was something that I really had to get over and kind of just like, you know, think about how I felt and think about why it made me feel like that. I'm just discovering the fact that like, if I keep being concerned with what people think about me, then I'm not going to be a very happy person. And that's something that I have contended with for a long time and thought about and been like, okay, you know, I really have to kind of take other people's opinions with a grain of salt sometimes and just do me, do what makes me happy, and be confident in my decisions. Like, most importantly, make a decision, stick by it, be confident, and everything works out in the end, you know? And so I'm glad that it happened because it did help me grow as a person and just find my inner self-confidence. Like, I was gonna not start my YouTube channel because I didn't have a nose job yet. And then I was like, I'm being ridiculous. I figured if somebody makes a comment on my YouTube channel about my nose, it's like, gee, Sherlock, thanks. I never noticed. Like, come on. Obviously, I know that my nose is big and it's not the perfect little cute button nose that it used to be, but that's okay. Like, I don't feel like that makes me less pretty. I don't feel like that makes me undeserved of anything. I don't even know. I just decided, like, I would be stupid if I let that stop me from starting my channel and everything. And I'm just excited, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I think that some people are scared to tell people what, like, things that they want like this, and it's fine. One thing that I did appreciate about my surgeon is that he really, like, explained the risks of doing it, and it wasn't just like, oh my gosh, okay, we're gonna, you know, give you this amazing new body and everything's gonna be great, kind of like, you know, was the approach that I felt like the other two surgeons took. He really wanted to make sure that I was aware of the fact that capsular contracture could happen. I think that's how you say it, which is basically when your body, because it has this foreign object implanted into it, can kind of like attack it and create a bunch of scar tissue around it. And I'm particularly a little bit at risk for that because I do have some other autoimmune issues that I'm dealing with, like Crohn's disease, I have psoriasis, and, you know, all this stuff that clearly is an indication that my body's attacking itself. But I've done a really, really good job of getting it under control recently, and I'm hoping it's not going to be an issue. It's a risk I'm willing to take because I don't think the risk is that great, and I don't think it's that serious of an issue that it can't be dealt with. But just know that, you know, anything that you do, there's always a risk. Obviously, being young, like, the risk for anesthesia complications and stuff like that are, like, really, really small, but there's other risks involved, like the difference between saline and silicone, how if saline pops or gets punctured or whatever, your body just absorbs the salt water, whereas with silicone, like, the old silicone implants actually got recalled in 1992, I believe. And he went over all of this with me and explained how if it wasn't for the fact that the newer silicones were like this cohesive gel that doesn't really leak, that he wouldn't be using them because otherwise it's a huge health risk. And so I am gonna get silicone. We did agree on that because I don't have much to begin with. And so, you know, especially if you don't, and if you're really low body fat like I am, then you probably will want to lean towards silicone because your own breast tissue will help camouflage kind of the saline implants. But he actually did a lot of saline implants that looked really good. Like, he had a whole book of before and afters, and you couldn't really even tell the difference between the saline and the silicones. They looked the same the way that he did them. So he's very skilled, but it was really just a matter of what your starting point is, and that will help determine whether you should go with saline, silicone, and really then the only thing that's impacted is the feel of them. Basically, it's like Friday today. My surgery is on Tuesday, so my surgery is in like 4 or 5 days. And yeah, I'm just really excited. Like, I'm at the point where it's like I don't even want to like make plans or meet up with people or anything like that until afterwards, because then I'm like, oh, okay, I want you to see the difference, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm really excited. Let me know if you've been through these procedures, both a nose and boob job, and let me know if you're considering it as well and what questions that you want answered based on the experience that I go through. But I'm going to try to keep you guys updated as best I can. Probably head over to my Instagram because I'm definitely going to be putting up like photos in my stories of how messed up I get, so you don't want to miss that. But yeah, I mean, I know that it's a very intense and huge topic, and I feel like people are scared to talk about it. I feel like people that do talk about it openly do get some form of criticism, but it's like, really, like, if somebody's not hurting somebody else and they're not hurting themselves really, then it's like, this makes somebody happy, then by all means, like, they should definitely go for it. And that's how I feel. I'm just happy. Like I said, it's so weird. I'm not really anxious or nervous or anything. I'm just excited. Like, I just want to be done, you know? Yeah, I'm not scared to talk about it or tell you guys or like be real with you about it, because that's something that like I would expect, you know, to see from people, especially being like on the verge of getting this done. I was like really curious to watch other people's vlogs to see their experiences. I'm really happy I have an adjustable bed, because apparently it's gonna be really hard to sit up in bed. So I'm really, really thankful that I have that. And yeah, I will keep you guys updated. And again, let me know if you have any questions, and I invite you to come along on this journey with me. I'm really excited, and I just can't wait to be the real me, basically. Thank you for watching, and I really hope that this video helps someone out there who maybe has already had the procedures or is thinking about it. Again, definitely leave any questions for me in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye, loves.